Yeah, bro. So what now? Flipping.
Windows all day.
Here we go.
Back again.
Guess what?
Got the smaller version.
Got the small thing. You know why? Because he doesn't like to clean up his act. Yeah, come on, bro. Come on. Yeah. Look at this one. Look at this one.
See, after run through, I had to make sure this one here.
Yeah. So look at what's this? Come on now. Yeah. Clean up your act, bro. That's what he needs to do. Yeah. Clean that up. Anyway, we're back. We're back with a part 2 of 50. From 50. Well, we'll do the 50th on your 50th.
Sign the contract for the 50.
Yeah, blood. Contract, blood.
Trust me.
So we handshake thing.
No handshakes.
No handshakes. Yeah. What are you saying, blood? Bruv, you distance. Bruv, I don't like the way you sit next to me. You look like you got COVID this one. I don't understand it. What's good, King? What's good? Welcome back, Ems. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Taking time out again, bro. I feel like Christmas stuff. Christmas. Just an unraveling thing, is it? How you been? Since the last time we met?
Good. Ups and downs with football.
Yeah.
But we move on, don't we?
Yeah, we move on. We're not gonna talk about the red men just yet. We will do. But there's other things to football than Liverpool. We don't wanna inundate it with Liverpool stuff. Yes, you get me. At a minute, that's all right. We're coming back. We're good. We're good for the minute. How's Arsenal doing?
We're doing alright, you know. Stable-ish.
1-1.
Up. I mean.
1-1.
Yeah.
Giveaway
team.
Yeah, a bit of a
Man lick it against his chest.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, that was. You know what's worse? It's like when you see him look at the guy and actually still make the decision, because they always teach players like be aware of your surroundings. That's like.
I think that's the problem. Was he aware of his surroundings? Where the way he came, he blocked everything else off. So the only thing he had really was to give
option.
To give it back to the goalkeeper. Let him go longer.
Just let him go.
But then once he took the touch. Then it all changed.
Yeah, the pictures changed.
Yeah, it changed to 1-1.
That's the thing, you know, like smart footballers, they don't just play what they see, they play what is about to happen. So they wouldn't even think about that.
Ideally, when you get the ball like that, and because he hasn't opened his body, ideally you want to play that first time.
Yeah.
Ideally, once you take the touch,
game over. Isn't it?
It's not game over. You again a better. If let's say it was the other way around and he was going on his left foot, you'd expect him with his left foot to actually dink it over the player. True. But when you're on your non-kicking foot, you just first time. I think
safety has to come
first. We're talking about the Burnley Arsenal game.
Burnley,
by the way.
Arsenal.
Yeah. So
Arsenal
by the time this comes out, this will be probably a month old or whatever. It doesn't matter. But that's what we were talking about, the 1-1.
Yeah, but it's actually quite relative as well, especially because that's something we could start off talking about. Your game, your era, even my era as well. Goalkeepers, they
didn't play like that though.
They did not have feet. They didn't really play like that. So like,
it was more of an instinct thing.
Yeah, it was more of an instinct, and if it was there, it was
reaction,
there. Yeah.
Reaction and instinct.
Well, the thing is, everyone wants to play out, and everyone wants football to look so pretty at times. But at times, when I was speaking about it recently, is it Edison?
Yeah,
you see him play a longer ball, and then set an attack on the go. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be all the time. Let's play this 10 yards here. Let's play that 10 yards there. Yeah, I know you want to bring teams out of positions to create chances, but you end up with that if you don't do it right.
Yeah, facts. It's so consistent, but it seems like every team is finding a way to incorporate their goalkeepers in a way now.
Yeah,
like,
they call them sweeper keepers now.
Yeah, it's like they're just doing it. Even if it doesn't work, they just kind of
drill it in.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna go through loads of mistakes in that
100%.
stage. And I get that.
100%.
Let's talk a little bit about Leicester women because that's something we didn't get a chance to speak about too depth last time. But you know, we were speaking off camera before this came on about some of the things you don't pay attention to, like the physical traits, some of the emotional traits and things like that. Like, what some of the biggest challenges it is? Like,
the biggest challenges is going into a women's environment, and when you've been in the men's for so long and just thinking everything's going to be the same, and it's not. when you're talking about, they're so intensive. They really listen to what you're saying, but they take it literally.
Okay, yeah.
So at times you will improvise on certain things that I've told you to do.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh yeah, cool. But then with the women, it's kind of literal. So you have to take them through every single step, which is great because they're listening more than men.
More attentive.
Yeah. But no, it's good fun because once you start seeing things coming out, you've worked on something, you see it coming out, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And it brings a smile on your face.
Yeah.
But I think it's wonderful what they're doing, and it's a great era now because again, I think some of the older senior pros now are probably getting a little bit jealous. Well, not jealous, but their time was really fight for everything.
Yeah.
Now we've got the likes of BT, BBC, next year hopefully Sky, who are broadcasting. So it's a bigger network. You're in a bigger pool now. More people watching it.
More advantage.
Hopefully the fans come back as well.
The fans will come back. The fans will come back.
Yeah, but I mean to the women's game as well.
Yeah, the fans will come back.
I think they will because they've been so starved of any football.
You're right.
Or any live entertainment that they're gonna go out and do whatever they can, wherever they can. It's simple. And plus, with the coverage on the TV, it's gonna make it more popular. And more,
exactly. And
we
all know what these, especially when you're talking about the broadcasters, they invest in that. So they want viewers. They want what's it called? Seats on bums.
Bums on seats.
Bums on seats on bums. Bums on seats.
That's true though.
Yeah, so they want people to be watching it, and it's entertaining. But again, one thing I will say is don't look at it and say, "Oh, this don't look like the men's." Well, you're not watching.
Never do that.
You're not watching men.
Yeah, you're not watching.
And the funny thing is, we will watch football and say, this, and we'll compare it to the men's. Never compare athletics to the men's.
True.
We'll never compare cricket to the men's.
Yeah.
We never compare it, but it's just football that we seem to have this tribal thing about. It doesn't look like the men's. You can't kick a ball. You can't do that. The same person who says he can't kick up, that this woman can't kick a ball
cannot step in her shoes. If they try to play football, they're missing the ball, let alone kicking it.
This is the problem.
You're focusing on the ball, and the ball's behind you.
Touch is all off out.
There is no touch, man. That's elephantitis.
But you make a great point about image though. Like I was watching a video the other day on Instagram and I was seeing this American girl who just recently got a scholarship, and she was doing like a training video, and like it's the first time in my eyes opened, just like the abilities of what like somebody, because we usually see games, we see goals, it's all glamorized, but when you see the training, it gives you an insight. And my girl was going off of both feet. She was dropping the shoulder. She was like, looking. I was just like, that motion and how you move. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that is the component that you got to tap into.
Yeah, I think so. And if you look at the American style, they really tap into that now. They're another level, to be honest with you. And they see some of the women that are coming through there. I'm sure, is it Dennis Rodman's daughter's playing now?
That's right.
So
I think it's the fastest growing sports soccer in America.
It's always been a big sport in America, but it's more at a lower end. So up until a certain age. But now it's like you're saying, it's growing really fast. Women's football over there has always been huge anyway.
Yeah, it's always been a huge thing.
And they're obviously the best at it.
It's true. They are. They've taken the time. I think that's
to develop it as well. 100%.
The time and the money.
Yeah.
And that's something. Do you think that like the college system in America could find a way to work over here, or do you think we're just too ingrained?
At this moment in time. Do we have the university facilities that they have? Do the universities have the money that they pump into? When you look at,
there's a specialist ones, like down by you, Loughborough.
But they're everywhere in America.
That's what I mean. Exactly. Your specialist ones here.
You've got American American football in college is bigger than the NFL. You're getting 90, 100,000 fans, and you're 17, 18.
Yeah. On ESPN. Top 10 and stuff.
Do you know what I mean?
They're not getting them big wages there.
No, they don't get paid. They don't get paid.
Just
it's
even
the scholarship and all the rest of it. The notoriety, to get to know you.
So I don't think that could take off here, but there is probably a hybrid model that could actually work, because again, within football in the women's, I think you need to be able to factor in some sort of schooling.
Yeah.
Because they'll at this moment, I don't think they'll it'll be a long time away where you can get the money that you can get within the men's game of millions a year and stuff. So I think that there's got to be a hybrid model where you're actually doing university as well. So you're not missing out on your education while you're actually playing.
Yeah, so true. Yeah, that's very true. I think that obviously hearing that that's one thing I wanted to ask. What was the main stimulus that kind of got you attracted into that kind of role of a job? Was you looking at other positions in the men's game? Was it?
Well, I'm on a course, a UEFA course with which is called a Masters for International Players. So it's a diploma in sports management, etc.
Cool.
So I'm on that course and I had to do work experience. So I spoke to the CEO of Leicester, talk about going what they're doing, and she asked me if I want to be ambassador for the women's, and I said yeah. So became that, and then the coach was there, and I was around the place, and asked me if I wanted to do a bit of coaching. I said yeah, because I'm doing my badges as well. So got involved in that, and it just morphed into every day, and I'm enjoying being down there, and hopefully getting the results that we're getting is helping myself and plus helping the players.
Yeah, that's huge. You don't see enough of the behind the scenes action in what goes on in the women's game, because it's we just see the comparisons and we're men's football, you see it on a Sunday weekend, but then you kind of, it's background talk for a lot of the women's game. But I think what I respect mostly about it is the fact that they're having to do all those things with all the other extra components in life. Guys, we're quite straightforward. We get up, splash your face with some water, boom, goes to training. The other components of just being a female must be very difficult to do.
Look, I think when you're talking about, we don't take into account they have their time of the month, etc. And they've got to go and train. I believe there's some studies about injuries around that time as well. So they have so much more to worry about than what we do as well. So it's fascinating to be around that and around elite athletes as well. Who are striving to be the best they possibly can. We're pushing now to be coming into the WSL 1.
Nice.
Top of the league at this moment in time. But we still got to fight, because at the end of the day, Durham, same points as us, but we've got a game in hand. But keep pushing you. So what is the next step? And how do you deal with that pressure of knowing that you have to win? It's not that you have to win.
Yeah, true.
To stay up there. So dealing with that pressure, and some of these girls are 18, 19.
Kids still.
Yeah, I mean, they've never been, and they've gone from being part-time, Tuesday, Thursday, play on Sunday, to now every day.
That's mad. That is a crazy transition, because the thing is, we've always, when I started playing football, came into the game, most young boys or men, it's football and that's it.
Do you
know what I mean? You can come straight into it, and at the end of it, there are big contracts and jobs and careers, whereas in the women's game, that's what I mean about that commitment. It's they're coming in, and a lot of them are still part-time.
Jill Scott. When you look at Jill Scott, she's just won her 150th cap. She was working, then going to uni, she's going to uni or working, then going to training, and then have to get up again to go to uni and working, then go to on Thursday, go to training, and then making sure she has to drive here to go to the game, then go back to there, and they could be doing. It's crazy the amount.
Back and forth.
And we think we've got it hard.
Guys, it's quite such a simple thing. So simple, but I feel like we definitely need more representation in those fields. But when you were speaking as well about your opportunity had a little bit more sport now as well, that's kind of interesting to think about in a short space of time, especially the racial side of the game, and how you're starting to get a lot more black coaches, black physios in different spaces, owners and stuff.
I think that's a must. I think that's something that, especially when you're talking representation, I think there needs to be a big push. But I think as well, we've as in black people have to be aware of the opportunities that we have, and where you want to be within that ecosystem of the football, because there's everything, and this is what I speak as well about to young people. You might not make it as the actual player, But as long as you've done your education in, let's say, media training, there's a job in football for you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, you've done, I don't know, you've done an accountancy course while you're actually training and playing and blah blah. You get to 21, 22, and you haven't managed to make it. They still need their books doing.
Yeah.
Players still need their books doing.
100%.
This needs that. You look at Sol Campbell's agent, then agent Sky Andrews was a guy that he trained with. Sky Andrews was a table tennis player at Lillishall. They were friends together. He became his agent, and he's an agent. So there's all these different things that you need to within the sport of football. But we only think the game, actually the playing. But if you've got your education alongside while you're doing all that, you can. There's other things that you can go into.
Yeah, that's
still keeps you tied into
yeah, exactly. Yeah. As opposed to like, I just got coach.
Play. I've got to be a player, and then I finish. I've got to be a coach, and if I don't do that, I'm finished. Yeah. No, there's so much more.
Yeah, I mean, you could inspire to be like the water boy.
Whatever, I mean, like, it's a great boy.
Whatever.
But no, you touched on the nutrition even there.
I know. On a serious note, I mean, it comes sometimes. Well, you know your nutrition, especially in the game now, it's detrimental to it. You know what I mean? You don't really see a chubby fella jumping around. You know what I mean?
I've seen it.
You have seen it, but you know what I mean? Overall.
But it's changing. Obviously, it's changing now. From 100%. when I started to now, everyone's like that now. But when I started, it was
just different body types all over.
You know, I'm looking at the players. Them are slim.
Yeah,
everyone now.
They carry no body fat now.
They also, everybody used to look like Troy.
Yeah.
And the Wolves.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, big muscles in there coming out. Well, if you just name the names, like even in your era, you look at yourself, you look at like the likes of Thierry Henry, you look at the Drogba's, like these are big strikers, big men. Yeah, and then you go to the centre halves too as well. That mentions of strikers.
Sol Campbell,
big like mine.
But no, I think that it's all changing now. Nutrition and everything. Everyone's looking after themselves a lot better now. But like I said before, there's so many different angles you can go into football with. But again, you've got to be looking at your education alongside it as well, because what I'll say is people think it will take away because you can't concentrate on that because you've got to really be focusing on football. But if you focus on football too much and all the time, don't get me wrong, you can watch your games and you can analyse your games, but if you overdo it, you're just in that field and mentally it can drain you at times. But if I can take you out of that and put you, and next minute you're doing your, I don't know, your health, or health and nutrition course or something like that, and that takes you away from that, and I can be in a different field as well, where I can be studying that with you. You're not going to be talking to me about football. Suddenly your mind can then focus on something else.
Sometimes you need that stimulus.
Yeah, from other places.
The mental break.
Yeah.
That's something to be said as well. I think with athletes having a parent, a family member, a friend who's in another sport, and then gets them kind of interested because you don't have that kind of personal attachment. It's kind of like, let me just give the things that have helped me physically, mentally, and then see how that can translate. Like that's another one. But speak to me a little bit about you mentioned before we jumped on here about the body conscious movement right now, obviously in the female game, like how that's affecting.
Look, obviously coming into the female game, and I did just a few things that you kind of noticed that they're more conscious of the way their body looks. They don't want to look too manly. They don't want to look this. They don't want to look that. And I don't know where that's come from. But you're an athlete. You just want to train and perform at the elite level and the best you possibly can. But they're overly thinking at times about the way they're looking to other people.
So they're trying to like match themselves up against other people, or
again, I don't understand it, because I wouldn't match myself, because I'm totally different to you. And I look at, if you see some of my family, they're big, big man, tall, big, and on my mum's side as well. And I knew I wasn't going to be Peter Crouch. I knew I wasn't going to be that. So I've just got to focus on myself and be the best I could possibly can.
Yeah.
Whereas you get a lot of body images from, I don't know, whether it be social media or whatever like that. Now players, men and women want to be this and don't want to do that because it might be too this.
Yeah.
No, focus on being the best you possibly can.
Yeah, maximise.
Yeah.
Touching on that, seeing the physique thing. Have you seen Fernandes Torres?
No.
Yeah,
I've actually. No, did you see Listen, I have to slap a picture up of Torres.
Listen,
it's going to shock a lot of people.
Put the thing up there, yeah.
I might not be enough space for a picture.
I thought
it was superimposed on someone.
So did I. Thought it was
because his neck didn't look right.
Man,
I jumped in my text. I don't care what he said. You can't.
Don't.
That's injections.
Yeah,
I don't know. Listen, it might not be. I can't. I'm not judging anybody and what's not, because hard work and effort. We don't know what he's been doing because he's been out the limelight for a while. So if you're on that all the time and you got the gym and what's not, and the nutritionist.
He's an athlete,
so it's easier to develop.
And we are so used to going to the gym and so used to getting up and doing this and having a purpose. So if that's his purpose now, of course he's gonna get big. Especially as athletes, we're used to eating pasta, we're used to eating this, we're used to eating all them carbs. So it's just now you just turn that into muscle.
Yeah, it's just you're gonna work.
So all that training, all that jumping, all that kicking.
Well, you're doing 90
lie
minutes
down,
now,
push up, this, that, pull up. Yeah, man.
And you get into a routine. We were into a routine of training every day, twice a day. For he would have been 18, 20 years.
Yeah.
Now all he's done is switched it, no running, he's just in the gym pumping.
Yeah, true, of course.
But he's still athletic, isn't it? Because he's always like that. Once you're riding the bike.
And it's a focus to focus on.
I think that's the main thing, is the focus.
It's like we talked about in the last episode when you talked about finding things when players retire, finding that energy to kind of do something new. Yeah. So, props to him, man. Because mentally, it's a lot to deal with when you do leave out the game. Yeah. So if you can put that focus somewhere, that's
I don't even know what is he doing anyway.
I think he's attached to Atletico.
Okay.
I think he's attached to Atletico.
So
I don't know.
He's a flipping. He looks like the bloody fitness coach.
That's kind of, he's gonna pick you through your paces.
Strength and conditioner.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, boy. Whoever's on his regime is good.
Yeah. Trust.
That is good. Yeah.
But I mean, what a career as well. Do you know what I mean? You can imagine, made that amazing noise, big noise in the UK. But yeah, you see that a lot in like retired athletes, like get into a new form of sport, try something different, and then because they've already got that head start, if you will, in it, like you can dip into something new. But, yeah, man. So like obviously, since we last saw each other, what have you been up to?
Just that really, and media. I do a lot of the media work.
Sky.
Sky, Premier League.
TalkSport.
TalkSport as well. So I do a lot of that.
Everybody's shouting out. Bob, text me. Em's on the radio. Listen to him, brother. I listen to him all the time. He phones me, bro. We talk. It's fine. It's great. I know.